Right, so $2,000 Apex payout within my first 2 weeks of trading. So let's go over yesterday's trade, um, how I ended up getting these payouts, and touch on, really the concept behind it and everything. So first, this video is going to be for July 2nd, July 3rd today. I didn't get the chance to make the video yesterday, but I'm going to do both today. So the only data that we had that was noteworthy was this ADP non-farm employment change. And so people are really focused on the job market because that is a gauge on inflation, and that's how we're going to determine if the Fed is going to cut rates or not. And so this is a big deal, and so we want to pay attention to it, but it comes out at 8:15, and I don't really trade pre-market. So let's look at how yesterday's trading session went. So here's the NASDAQ. Now, when you look at the hourly chart, this low jumps out at me. This seems like an important area to keep in mind. So on the daily chart, hey, that's still bullish. That's as bullish as it gets. So I'm not really looking for shorts. But if we were to start breaking and closing below this low, that would make me say, okay, well, maybe we're starting to get a little bearish. But you can see that yesterday this low was defended, and then in the overnight pre-market session, this low was defended. And so that still keeps me with a bullish bias. I still want to be bullish here trading these markets. So let's look at how this went. So we opened below VWAP, and the EMAs were trading below VWAP. And so what I want to see some bullish price action above VWAP. I want these EMAs to overtake VWAP, and then I want to trade this higher. So let's see if we have any levels above. So the first technical resistance area that I'd be watching for is this area 781. And that's really it. So that lines up perfectly with the European high. And so in my opinion, when we get these levels and we have the high time frames and the low time frames showing confluence that both are bullish, the probability that we end up getting here is pretty high. So my approach is I just want to trade the momentum higher. I want to ride this wave higher up to this level. So let's see how this played out. So we close above, come back, retest VWAP, start to push higher. And so now these EMAs are starting to get above VWAP. So now I'd be looking for pullbacks or consolidations to trigger along so that I could trade it up to this euro high. So if we look at what happened here, where is my long? Let's look at the 2-minute chart here. No, nothing. All right, where did we get long here? So I believe this was my long area. And, we kind of almost ran out of room here. I would have liked to have gotten long here. I just didn't get really the entry criteria that I like. So at this point, we put in this low, started to put in this new high, and I got long on the break of this high. And so my trade looked something like that for a breakout entry with a stop below that low. And so target was this high. And so this was a small trade for about 15 points. So I really only made about $250, $300 on this because I didn't have a whole lot of room. It was like a 1.5 to 1 trade. Not the best trade, but when we're scalping futures, quick move is really all you need. And so that was the trade that I took that I profited on for the day. So let's go over to the trade performance and look at the performance of my PA from yesterday. And so the PA was $325 in profit. So that was the trade that I took. And yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, just consolidation with the momentum, pushing it higher. But if you guys see the balance on my account, see how we can even look at this account balance history. So my account balance was 52, 53, 50, you can see that it's increasing. And then I got up to 54. And then yesterday, the account balance was about 55,000. And so you can see that I took 2 grand out of this and then today made 848. So if you subtract 2,000 from 4,950, that puts you at like about 2,900, 3 grand. And then if you add 840 to that, that's what it puts me at my current account balance, where you can see that is today. So I guess you can't really see uh, I guess you can't really see the payout. Oh, here you go. There's my payout. Fund transaction. So there was my payout. And so you can see that that payment was made yesterday to me, or taken out for me yesterday. So awesome day, accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, and now we're just going to keep adding PAs and continue to trade this and hope to take out a couple $1,000s every 2 weeks. So stick with me and keep following my journey to more and more payouts and bigger payouts. If you guys find this interesting, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Message me in the comments if you guys want to chat about anything in regards to financial markets, more than just intraday trading the NASDAQ. But at the end of the day, hopefully this video was helpful for you guys and interesting to you all. And I appreciate you sticking around with me.